All right, people. So today we're going to be talking about how AD was mind fucked. Okay, and this is how men mind fuck women into falling in love with them using their insecurities. And one of the strategies of war is attack your enemy's weaknesses with your strength. And this is a pretty big example as to how to do that, and it's a more of a cautionary story so that you guys can learn how to prevent that from happening. And if you guys want to work with me individually one-on-one, click on the description down below. I could give you some good dating advice, people. Okay, so let's begin with this video. And she's breaking down how she was manipulated, but we're gonna go a little bit deeper into that than she is at this moment because it's only 3 minutes. And yeah, let's watch this.
Okay, totally off brand for this account, but can we talk about Clay and AD for a second? Okay, if you've ever been in this kind of relationship, this is going to resonate super hard with you. Clay is training AD. Let's talk about it. Number one, the first thing that he says when he gets in those pods is essentially, if I don't like the way you look, you're not going to be good enough for me. So what
Boom, right there, that's already an insecurity, right? Now, did he know that was her insecurity? I don't know, but generally speaking, it kind of creates a sense of anxiety. It kind of forces her to try harder, to try to be funnier, to try to be more interesting. You know, it puts you what would that this saying that will have two effects on people. This will either cause her to leave, which if to manipulators, to people who are trying to mind fuck you, they don't want you. If they say that you leave, in their mind, just good riddance because you're too strong for me. I'm not even kidding. But if they stay, what that does is that it implants an idea in her mind that she's not good enough. Especially if she has a low self-opinion. This is something about humans. Humans love their self-opinions being confirmed. If they have a positive self-opinion and you talk negatively to them, they might leave you because you're not confirming her self-opinion. But to people who have a negative self-opinion, like I'm shit, I'm not worth it, what happens is that being critical and attack and pointing out their flaws and saying how they ain't shit actually causes them to fall in love with you. The reason why that is because you're confirming how they believe, what they believe in themselves. Now, how do they feel that confirmation? Consciously, they're going to be pissed off at you. Consciously, they'll tell you, no, I'm going to leave you. But their behavior will cause them to go back to you despite what you said. And this is the problem, is that they don't know, at the end of the day, the reason why they get mind fucked is because they don't know how to control their emotions. They have little control over their emotions, and so they depend on somebody to make them feel good. And this is what the situation that she might be in.
he's doing is he's setting her up to feel like she needs to prove herself to him. And even though she's turned off by this, she just can't help but want to earn him.
Right? She might be turned off. That's her conscious mind that says, "Ooh, I'm a boss bitch." But who you really are is what you do. And she stayed. And that's what she believes of herself. So him complimenting her body, him him attacking her looks and saying how she needs to improve, or you got to dress this, or you got to lose a little bit more weight here, will honestly have a deep impact on her, and it will genuinely manipulate her. And this is why you have to learn how to develop a meditation practice and learn to accept yourself through a practice of meditation, not through looking good, because that's only the symptom. The real problem is how you react to things you don't like, or to things that you don't want. Learn to meditate and sit down and observe your thoughts and notice how you want to get up, and learn and notice how you want to stop meditating, and learn to just relax and react to the desire to not want to meditate with relaxation. You're training your brain to react to things that you don't want with relaxation. And this in turn actually applies to this. Where if you don't like the way you look, or you have a certain insecurities, you, through learning how to react to negative emotions during meditation, you're also training that same part of the brain that will react to your negative self-image with wanting validation. And you're changing that behavior to reacting to that with relaxation. In other words, you're learning to control your emotions and learning to accept the unacceptable, not by changing the unacceptable, but by changing your reaction to the unacceptable.
That's how they do, y'all. That's what they do. That's how they get you. So then what happens? They meet each other, and he's like, "See, baby, you believed in me, and now you got the prize. You won me, and you look good." And guess what he does? He knows that that's a sore subject for her because of the way she reacted in the pods. So now he's going, "Okay, all I got to do is compliment this woman's body, and I'm going to have her hook, line, and sinker."
Yeah, because you compliment their insecurities. A man's strength is his words, a big part, right? Because women fall in love through their ears. A woman's weakness is her insecurities and the ears. So this is pretty much how he is doing it in this way. And I'm gonna add a little bit extra to this is that another thing that he does is that he's training her to accept his flaws. For example, it's like people who say I'm not a good texter. So then because they're not a good texter, whenever they take a long time to text you, rather than you get mad and you pull away, you say, "Oh, they're just a bad texter." But what's happening? Even though they're a bad texter, there's a part of you that doubts whether or not they're a bad texter. So that doubt splits you up on the inside. And two, even though you think they're a bad texter, you're still suffering. You're still in pain because they don't respond on time. You still feel neglected. So you're still feeling pain. They're still hurting you, but with a smile, with an excuse. And even if they cheat, they'll be like, "Baby, I'm trying not to cheat because my dad was a cheater. I'm working on it. I promise not to do it again." And a woman like her will believe it. And you might say, "Oh, that's how dumb is she?" No, this happens to you. This can happen to anyone. They'll say their flaws at first. They'll say they're working on it, so that then they'll use that to inflict pain on you, but you can't leave because they're working on it. So you got to be understanding. And if you're somebody who's empathetic, who's always trying to understand people's point of view, you're gonna fall for this trap. This is why a lot of empaths fall for people like this.
Okay. Number two, like I said, he only compliments her body. He doesn't compliment her for what she's accomplished, who she is, the things that she's overcome. He doesn't compliment her personality. And so what he's training her to do is only find value in her body. And so what happens is when she gains a little bit of weight, or when she, has a baby, as he talked about, he can then point to that and continue to be like, "No one's going to want you because look at that body."
Yeah, and what that does is that it links her insecurities to him. And also it links her sense of security to him. So he holds in his hand her validation and her low self-esteem, high self-esteem and low self-esteem. And that's too much control to give someone. And the reason why she gives him that is because she can't control her feelings. Maybe she never learned how to truly self-soothe. Or maybe as a child, her parents, gave her too much attention, or maybe inappropriate attention, where she learned that in order to get attention from her father, perhaps she had to be that googly, good girl who does what daddy says. A lot of especially with black women, where society is consistently talking about their bodies, so it creates a deep insecurity.
Because he sure as heck did not let her know that she was valued outside of the way she looks. Okay.
He specifically said he wants her to look a certain way. And so what happens is that when you focus on the looks, she stops seeking validation from other parts of her personality, from other parts of herself. So you kind of start to resent the role that you have to play, the attractive woman. You kind of resent that because that's not who you really are. But the problem is that how are you going to get validation? This is the only way you've learned to get validation. And when you start losing your looks, what do you think is going to happen? Her self-esteem will get lower, and she's going to be more susceptible to his manipulation. And at the end of the day, all she wants to do is to feel good about herself. She doesn't really want validation. She just wants to really feel good about herself. Why don't you cut the middleman and go straight to the source? Develop a meditation practice. Purchase the book The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, or buy my course Emotional Mastery, which you get for $99 now, which will teach you how to develop that true self-esteem that radiates from within.
Number three, Clay has said multiple times in many different ways that he is accustomed to cheating. Okay, he's accustomed to having being in a family where that happens.
So this is another preparing her for his pain. So like I said, when people say they're a bad texter, or when people say, you know, my dad's a cheater and I'm working on it, what he is doing is that he's giving her a reason to stay when he cheats. He's giving her a lie she could tell herself to stay. Why? Because deep down she believes that she's not worthy of a good person, like being with someone good. This is what she believes she deserves. Deep down at an unconscious level. And the reason why is because they stay. That's why. That's why they stay when they're with people who cheat, because they believe this is what they really deserve. But consciously they'll never tell themselves that. So you got to give them a lie so that they can stay, so that they can rationalize their behavior. I smoke crack because it gives me energy. I smoke crack because it helps me perform. All people need is an excuse. Oh, I smoke crack because it makes me more creative. I'm telling you, man, all people need is an excuse to to get mistreated. It's an excuse to be kicked down the curve. And if you give them an excuse, if their self-esteem is low enough, they'll run with it.
And he's like, he'll pepper in little things like say, oh, I need to work on this and that. But at the end of the day, what he's saying to her is, listen, lady, I'm going to be all cute about it. But at the end of the day,
I'm a cheat.
if we ever get married, I'm going to cheat on you and you cannot say anything because I told you so.
And then they'll play the victim. Oh, baby, I told you I'm working on it. Oh, I'm working on. I'm trying not to, but my past is too strong. And this is what they do, man. And it's a great playbook because this doesn't work on everyone. Or better yet, this doesn't work on everyone all the time, because anyone could fall for this. You just have to find the right time or day. You just have to have the right trauma, the right laws, the right low self-esteem, and it can happen to anyone. You got to have that small little seasonal depression, and then you meet someone during that time, you get susceptible. You're too sad. You're depressed. You don't know how to control your feelings. So here comes this person who for some magical reason makes you feel good. You didn't even do nothing and it made you feel good. I want more of that because I can't do it myself. But now they're pulling away. Oh no. But hey, but they have the potential to make me feel good, so let me try to get their validation despite them pulling away. Oh my God, they validated me. Now they're pulling away. Oh no, I don't want to feel this way. Let me go back to them. And it turns into a drug of validation.
Now I'm going to pepper in. You got to believe in me. I'm working on it. I really want a family. I'm trying hard. And bless her heart, AD wants him so badly to be.
Your desires narrows the scope of your vision. When you want something really badly, you forget about the cost of getting it, how it'll cost your self-esteem. We all do that. They're called Pyrrhic victories. Victories that come with a lot of consequences. Victories that are really losses in disguise.
Be the person that is her person, that she's like, okay, well, if I just believe in him enough and if I just support him enough, then he will change. That's really not how it works.
That's not how people work. People rarely change. People always do. People never do things just once, and people rarely change. But what they do is that they sell you on the hopes of change. That's what politicians do. They create a problem, and then they sell you the solution. And if they keep selling you the solution, and you're enough pain, you're gonna believe it. It's just how that works. If you're enough pain, any solution that they sell you, they're gonna believe it.
That's not how it works. So if you're someone who's been in this situation,
another thing that he did is that one, he validated her negative self-opinion, trained her to accept his flaws, and prepares her for the pain by priming her, saying how his dad's a cheater and how he's working on it, which gives her an excuse to forgive him. But also, it's an addiction feeling, to be honest with you. And then he gave her hope, love bombed her, and then pulled away. They even read the Bible together, told her how much he loved her, slept with her, gave her whole family hope. And so now she's like, look, I finally found the guy, brought her to the altar. What could possibly go wrong? And then dumped her in the altar. So what that does, You gave her you gave her hope, a feeling that she rarely feels, and then you made her feel complete shit. So like I said, what happens? What happens, people? It's a pattern. He could easily sell her that he changed his mind, that he was wrong. And then once she feels like he changed, he goes back and reverts to his old behavior. And this, as dumb as this sounds, people, this is the pattern. You give hope, love bomb, and pull away. Love bomb and pull away. Love bomb and pull away. Love bomb and pull away. This can make somebody go completely in love with you. Cause you completely can mind fuck someone with this. And this is how she did it. This is how she was mind fucked. Love bombing and then complete disappointment. And what would happen is that a part of her would hate him. But then a part of her will remember the dragon. She's going to chase that good feeling he gave her. This is how people get addicted to things. We are pretty much addictions to each other. And she's addicted to him. And it works. He can easily manipulate her into feeling whatever he wants because he can control the highs and the lows by just giving her hope and then pulling away. Telling her the right words and then pulling her away. And the thing is that when you're in love, you're gullible because you're like a child. You revert back to, you regress to a childlike state. And you believe everything they tell you because you're a child. When you're in love, you relive in your childhood. You relive in the relationship you had with your parents. All of those attachment styles are repurposed for adulthood. And this is the strategy, man. And if you find yourself in this situation, you can't fix them, man. The solution is just to leave. People rarely change people, and anybody, and yeah, some people do change, but don't put your hopes in it. Just don't. What she should have done is that when she heard that, I could promise you, if they ever do break up forever, she's gonna remember that first meeting as the first red flag. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to remember what were the first red flags that led to the bullshit. And then sear that in your mind to never overlook that ever again. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys ever want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfuckedtraction.org to work with me one-on-one. And I'll see you guys next time, man. So you guys can, if you guys want to work on this, you guys, like I said, purchase the book, The Power of Now, go to a 10-day meditation retreat, or purchase my course, Emotional Mastery, where I teach you guys how to master your emotions. Take care. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then in week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you can read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you can pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.